Hi there and welcome to the Bristol Show 2025. I am Brad Tyler from Audio T, and with me is a man that needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's Mr. Roy Gandy.
Hi.
How are we, sir?
I'm well, but we were talking about coughs and colds.
And I shook your hand and everything. For God's sake. Roy, it's a pleasure to have you here. I didn't know if you were going to come or not, because you just gave away your company to your employees.
It's not as simple as... that's a long, long story.
It's because you're too busy with violins and everything else now, aren't you?
I'm working a lot more with the company at the moment than I think probably ever.
Oh, really?
But it's such a long story, but you say I've given it away. I've never really considered it as my company.
Right.
Because... First of all, I started it with someone else who suggested that we start a company, so it wasn't me.
Yep.
I've never really fancied the idea of a big company.
Right.
But it's grown because of the people involved.
Yep.
And all I've ever really done is tried to look at it from the outside and think what's best for these people.
You're just a nice man, aren't you?
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not that at all. I mean, I love engineering.
Yep.
I've loved music.
Yep.
This was an opportunity. And you know, Rega wrote a book a while ago.
Yes,
and the ghostwriter found, when talking to me, he found that the only ability I had was grasping opportunities.
You're just a lucky bugger.
Not ambition or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was recognising opportunities and taking them.
Well, it's worked so far.
Yeah. So it's, I've never thought of it as my company. 10 years ago, in my will, I left the company to the people in trust.
Right.
And then as you get older, people start talking about inheritance tax when I die.
Yeah.
And the accountant said, you can give it away now, then you don't own the shares.
Right.
Which means when you die, your private estate doesn't have to pay inheritance tax on the company. So there were all those sorts of technicalities involved.
And I suppose for the guys working at the company, there must be a real sense of pride. Well, I imagine there was a sense of pride in what they were doing prior to this anyway, but now it's their company.
It's helped a little, but we were already there.
Yeah.
We were already way ahead of the idea of employees owning the company, as you probably know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone in the company takes responsibility for their job.
Yeah.
And I'm just a team member of various teams.
There we go.
So it was a natural progression.
Yeah. And, like I said, I think it's a fantastic thing that you've done. And it's obviously ensured the future of the company. We've got...
Hopefully.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But, last year you came on display. You had some new products, which I believe you've got upstairs again today.
Yep.
And are they fully up there working? Are they plugged in, or are they?
No, they're fully working. One of them is actually in pre-production now.
Brilliant.
The other has passed all its safety tests and IEC tests and what have you.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting into our pre-production process.
Brilliant.
So in the next week, we'll be in pre-production for the smaller Brio.
Brilliant.
And in the next month, I think we'll be in pre-production for the pre-power combination.
Which, a lot of people are very keen to get their hands on. But obviously, you touched on the Brio there, the long-awaited reincarnation of the Brio, one of the most popular amplifiers around. Has the response been good up there?
But it was good a year ago when it was available.
Yeah.
But the guys designing it decided it needed a digital input.
Right.
And guess what? That's what
it's got.
The problem.
Oh, that was the issue?
The only issue with both products has been the digits, the digital inputs.
And that's what, But now they're sorted.
They're sorted now. But we had to sort them.
Yeah.
You think these major companies that supply USB or SPDIF, you think they come with the software that supposed to work with them.
None of that.
The USB on the pre-power combination, we went through 4 iterations.
That's quite a lot. Yeah. So, okay, they're going into pre-production. That's done. Have you got anything else on the horizon that you can talk about, or is it all hush-hush?
It's a common question, but most companies we've found work with a marketing department, identifying what they believe is the market need. They then give a brief to the designers, and the designers are in a time frame that they have to make this, that and the other. We don't have a marketing department.
No.
But we do have a group of nearly 10 designers, all with other jobs as well. And we tend to be working on what we can.
Right.
So, everything we make, when you finish something, there are ideas for the next product. Or a new material happens, which you think, that would work well on a Planner 8 or something. So I would say we're probably working on up to 20 different products at any one time.
That's madness.
But they don't all work.
No.
They all come to a halt, but out of 20, maybe 2 or 3 gel and reach a point where we think, that's sounding great. The cost makes sense. It could be a product.
And that's
at that point.
That's when they're born, and that's when they become a thing. So 20 or so products at any given time. That's madness. Because obviously you had the ND cartridges come out as well.
It's been, I guess, many years, and now we're making 3 times as many already, and we're still not quite caught up.
Because obviously during lockdown, you guys had to expand the factory quite extensively, didn't you?
It wasn't during lockdown. We bought 2 new factories.
Wow.
We've since bought another one. So we have a total of 7 factories now, which 2 are rented.
Are they all in Leon C?
All in the same area,
just around the corner from
within
Ruark.
walking distance. Ruark's actually between one of our factories and another one.
There you go. I had Alan earlier on, and we were having a little chat about.
We pop in for a coffee sometimes.
That's lovely. That's the stuff that I want to hear. Okay, so aside from all the various products you've got coming out, are you on any other projects in your life that you're working on? Because it was violins last year. What are you doing now?
Well, this year I've just had a planning application refused for a highly innovative house that I was intending to build.
Right.
The house was trying to showcase a new type of concrete.
Okay.
Which is absolutely genuine. The concrete includes a graphene powder.
Right.
It makes the concrete much stiffer in compression and tension. It's also, instead of using steel reinforcing, it's using basalt reinforcing bar.
Right.
Which is cheaper than using steel. Non-corrosive, lighter,
I love
stronger.
talking to you, Roy. It's every time. It's like we start with some hi-fi, and then it's like I learn. I just learn something new every time. It's absolutely brilliant. So then that's been rejected. Have you got 20 other projects you're working on?
Well, one of the projects is to appeal.
Right.
Because the planners just haven't even read the planning document.
So you want to, it's not enough that you innovate hi-fi. You've got to innovate buildings as well.
It's just, look, it's all the same thing. Engineering is materials. It's being excited about the next step forward.
So we're going to see you on Grand Designs at some point, is that?
I'm not a great fan of television and media.
Well, there you go. Well, I feel privileged that you come and be on our screens. That's
different because it's easy. I get sensible questions.
Sometimes from me. Well, Roy, thank you so much for coming. It's an absolute pleasure to see you, and I'm so glad to hear that you're still involved with Rega, because I think it.
Very much. So. And there won't be any time I won't be unless I'm physically unable.
I hope we see you next year. I'm sure you'll be back again.
Don't see why not.
There's always a spot for it. Do you like my setup this year?
It's wonderful. Yeah.
We've gone all out. So.
Yeah, the microphone stand's incredible.
It's a hefty microphone stand, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get professionals to do it and not me running around with a smartphone. But there we go. So thank you very much for coming. Guys, thank you for watching. As always, if you want to listen to any Rega products, visit your local audio tea, or they can contact you. You can contact them and discuss a possibility of home demonstration. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next year. Take care.
Thanks a lot.